What is up, Scoop fam? Get ready, because the news cycle is spinning faster than ever, and we've got the absolute latest updates you need to know. From behind-the-scenes revelations to surprising takes on beloved classics, the entertainment world is buzzing, and we're here to break it all down for you. You do not want to miss what's coming your way today. We're diving deep into the stories that are shaping the conversation, so buckle up and get ready for a high-octane dose of the hottest news. Let's get into it. First up, we're talking about a legendary actress and director revealing the one childhood movie character that completely captured her imagination and sparked a lifelong obsession. We're talking about iconic performances and the moments that define a career. You won't believe who it is and what made it so special. Then, shifting gears, we've got a candid take from a major star on a show that defined a generation. She's not holding back, calling out elements that she believes should definitely stay in the past. We'll get into the specifics of why this beloved sitcom is now facing some serious scrutiny. But wait, there's more. Prepare yourselves because we're about to uncover a confession that's equal parts shocking and hilarious. An actress admits to accidentally dosing multiple people with something unexpected. We'll explore the wild stories behind these accidental encounters and how she's now trying to prevent future mishaps. And finally, we're connecting the dots between style, romance, and iconic figures. A major music and style icon's dating history is being re-examined, with a particular focus on how his signature look has influenced his partners. We'll explore the fascinating trend and how it's playing out in current relationships. Stick around, because these are the stories you'll be talking about all week. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's go. The child star obsession. It's a rare glimpse into the formative influences of a creative powerhouse. When your parents are icons, the world of entertainment isn't just a career path, it's a landscape you grow up in. For Zoë Kravitz, daughter of rock legend Lenny Kravitz and actress Lisa Bonet, this immersion began early, shaping her aspirations and providing a constant exposure to the magic of film and television. This rich environment, further amplified by a family circle filled with actors, has clearly fueled her passion, leading her from acting to directing, and cementing her status as a true cinephile. Her appearance on the Criterion Closet's Closet Picks, where she shared her love for cinematic gems like John Cassavetes' work and the iconic film Moonstruck, only solidified her reputation as someone with impeccable taste and a deep appreciation for the art of filmmaking. But beyond her sophisticated palette for cinema, Kravitz has revealed a more personal, childhood fascination, a specific character that held her utterly captivated. This wasn't just a passing interest. She was obsessed with Jodie Foster's portrayal of Tallulah in the 1976 musical classic, Bugsy Malone. Directed by Alan Parker, the film offered a unique, whimsical take on 1920s New York during Prohibition, casting children to play adult roles in a vibrant musical world. The film cleverly used adult actors to dub the children's voices, adding a surreal layer to its narrative and famously featured guns that shot whipped cream instead of bullets. It was a satirical mirror held up to adult society, reflecting its absurdities through a child's innocent, yet perceptive, lens. Jodie Foster, who was just 13 at the time of filming, played Tallulah, a showgirl and associate of the gangster Fat Sam, and also the former flame of Bugsy Malone. Foster's performance was remarkable, exuding a charisma that belied her young age. By then, she had already amassed a significant acting resume, and her role in Taxi Driver later that same year would propel her into superstardom. For Kravitz, the pivotal moment was Foster's rendition of My Name is Tallulah, a scene where Foster's singing voice was actually provided by an adult vocalist. Kravitz confesses that she would often emulate this performance, draping herself in her mother's boas and singing the song, attempting to capture the same captivating energy she saw in Foster's portrayal. It's a testament to Foster's early talent and the film's unique charm that it left such a lasting impression on a young Kravitz, influencing her own journey into the world of acting and directing. While Bugsy Malone may not have been a blockbuster hit in America, it found a devoted following, particularly in the UK, where its director and cast hailed from. The film's journey to American funding, boosted by its musical mobster theme, led to its filming in the US. Foster herself has spoken about the experience, recalling a moment of high school trauma when dancers from Manchester initially excluded her on set. Despite these anecdotes, the film remains a cherished memory and a significant influence, especially for those like Kravitz, who found inspiration in its artistic vision and powerful performances. Interestingly, Kravitz and Foster would later share the screen in the 2007 thriller, The Brave One, a collaboration that speaks to the enduring impact of their early careers. Hold on tight, because the conversation around iconic films is far from over. Next, we're diving into a surprising critique of a show many grew up with and what Kravitz thinks should be left behind. The sitcom's outdated echoes. Friends, the iconic sitcom that defined a generation and became a global phenomenon, continues to hold a special place in the hearts of millions. Its addition to Netflix in 2015 reignited its popularity, making it one of the platform's most streamed shows by 2018. However, as time progresses and societal perspectives evolve, certain aspects of beloved older media inevitably face reevaluation. Zoë Kravitz, in a recent discussion surrounding her new film, Caught Stealing, has offered a candid and somewhat stark perspective on the enduring legacy of Friends, suggesting that some of its content belongs firmly in the past. During a media tour alongside her co-star Austin Butler, Kravitz reflected on the 1990s, an era that clearly holds some nostalgic appeal for her. She praised the decade's fashion, the grunge aesthetic, and the general vibe of New York City during that time. Butler echoed these sentiments, reminiscing about specific artifacts of the era, like the Nintendo 64 and the video game GoldenEye, and expressing a longing for a time before constant smartphone immersion. However, when the conversation shifted to the less savory aspects of the 90s, Kravitz didn't hesitate to point out elements that have not aged well, particularly on mainstream television. Her critique was sharp and specific. Super homophobic jokes on mainstream television. If you watch Friends now, you're like, whoa, that's. Butler's surprise at these jokes being present in such a widely acclaimed sitcom was met with Kravitz's affirmation. She elaborated, stating, "Oh, so much in Friends. Like, things that aren't punchlines are punchlines. It's wild. So maybe we can keep that there." This statement implies that what were once considered acceptable comedic elements, particularly those that relied on stereotypes or prejudiced humor, are now glaringly problematic. The implication is that the show's humor, at times, crosses a line into territory that is no longer acceptable or even understandable to contemporary audiences. Butler readily agreed, concluding that the world should keep that in the 90s, a sentiment that Kravitz clearly shares. This isn't the first time that the creators of Friends have acknowledged the show's dated elements. In a 2019 interview with USA Today, co-creator Marta Kaufman admitted, "Every time I watch an episode, there's something I wish I could have changed." She specifically questioned certain jokes and storylines, pondering how they made it into the final cut. Kaufman also addressed the show's portrayal of certain social issues, particularly concerning transgender representation. She acknowledged that the knowledge and terminology surrounding transgender people were different during the show's production, stating, "I think we didn't have the knowledge about transgender people back then, so I'm not sure if we used the appropriate terms. I don't know if I would have known those terms back then. I think that's the biggest one." This candid admission from a creator highlights the challenge of creating content that remains relevant and sensitive across different eras, and it lends weight to Kravitz's contemporary critique. Kravitz's comments resonate with a broader cultural conversation about media representation and the evolution of social consciousness. As audiences become more aware and critical of how different groups are portrayed, shows that were once considered groundbreaking or harmless are now being viewed through a different lens. Her directness in calling out specific issues within Friends invites a re-examination of the show's impact and its place in modern media consumption, suggesting that while nostalgia is powerful, it shouldn't preclude critical engagement with the content itself. It's a bold statement about a beloved show, but Zoë Kravitz isn't done making waves. Get ready for a story that's a little more experimental, as she confesses to some accidental, shall we say, enhancements for her Friends. The accidental dosing confession. In a candid revelation that's both surprising and a little bit wild, actress Zoë Kravitz has shared a peculiar series of events involving accidental hallucinogen distribution. Speaking with her co-star Austin Butler for a Vanity Fair video promoting their upcoming film, Caught Stealing, Kravitz dropped a bombshell that left even Butler taken aback. She has, on multiple occasions, accidentally dosed several people. It's a confession that immediately conjures images of chaotic scenarios, but Kravitz was quick to emphasize that these were indeed accidents, aiming to preempt any assumptions about intentional mischief. The conversation arose organically when Butler inquired if Kravitz had ever inadvertently consumed hallucinogens herself. Her response shifted the focus dramatically. "I've never accidentally taken hallucinogens, but I have accidentally dosed several people," she admitted, adding that this peculiar situation has occurred not just once, but multiple times, estimating it to have happened around 4 times. The circumstances, as she described them, were often linked to her friends visiting her home and, perhaps unwisely, exploring her refrigerator. Kravitz recounted a specific incident that occurred while she was filming The Batman. A friend visiting from Paris entered her fridge in her absence and consumed chocolate mushrooms that were apparently left out. The friend subsequently called Kravitz, who had to leave work to attend to her. Just a month later, a similar event transpired with another friend. To mitigate such occurrences in the future, Kravitz stated that she now makes a point of labeling everything in her home. Butler, hearing this, readily agreed that labeling was a sensible precaution. However, Kravitz also couldn't resist playfully pointing the finger at her friend's actions, highlighting a degree of personal responsibility. "But you also don't go into people's fridges and just eat unmarked chocolate," she quipped, a sentiment that many would likely agree with. It's a humorous yet valid point about respecting personal space and contents, especially when one is unaware of what might be present. Interestingly, the discussion also touched upon Austin Butler's own recent unusual experience with drugs. While appearing on The Tonight Show, Butler addressed a viral video of him dancing somewhat awkwardly at a Bad Bunny concert. He explained that he had been given an edible before the show, thinking it would be a good idea. The situation escalated when he found himself not in the audience, but on a secondary stage, a casita, with Bad Bunny himself. As the edible took effect, he was suddenly performing on stage, describing the experience as wild. Kravitz's confession, while startling, also serves as a humorous anecdote about the unpredictable nature of life and the occasional mishaps that can occur, particularly in environments where substances might be present. Her solution, meticulous labeling, is a practical, albeit slightly comical, response to the chaos. It's a reminder that even in the most glamorous circles, life can throw curveballs, leading to stories that are as memorable as they are unbelievable. From accidental dosing to intentional style statements, we're now exploring the fascinating parallels between a music icon's fashion sense and his romantic entanglements. Get ready for a deep dive into how style influences relationships. The style-influenced romance. Harry Styles, the global music phenomenon known for his boundary-pushing fashion and charismatic stage presence, has a dating history that has often been noted for a recurring theme: his preference for older partners. This pattern has become even more evident with the recent revelation of his burgeoning romance with actress and director Zoë Kravitz, who is 5 years his senior. The news of their relationship, marked by sightings of them together in London and Rome, has sparked conversations not only about their compatibility, but also about the subtle, yet significant, influence styles unique sartorial choices have had on the women he has dated. Styles himself has spoken about his type, stating, "I love a bit of cheek, and I don't like girls to look the same as other girls." This preference for individuality and a certain flair is clearly reflected in his own wardrobe, which often features bold colors, flamboyant patterns, and gender-fluid designs. He has consistently pushed the boundaries of traditional menswear, making fashion a powerful form of self-expression. This adventurous approach to style appears to have resonated with his partners, many of whom have, consciously or unconsciously, adopted elements of his distinctive look. The trend of his partners mirroring his style is not new. Looking back at his relationships over the past decade, a pattern emerges. His first high-profile relationship was with the late presenter Caroline Flack in 2011, who was in her early 30s while he was just 17. Following this, he had brief romances with actresses Emily Addack and Erin Foster, the latter being 12 years his senior. His connection with Pussycat doll Nicole Scherzinger when she was 35 and he was 19 further solidified this older woman preference. Other notable figures in his dating history include Kiko Mizuhara, Camille Rowe, Tess Ward, Georgia Fowler, Sarah Sampio, and Kendall Jenner, many of whom have been linked to him when they were significantly older. What's particularly striking is how often these women have been photographed adopting styles reminiscent of Styles. For instance, during his relationship with Olivia Wilde, the couple was often seen coordinating their outfits, whether it was matching white hoodies on the set of Don't Worry Darling or pairing ripped denim jeans with white tops. Kendall Jenner, who dated Styles on and off between 2013 and 2016, has been photographed recreating several of his signature looks, including outfits featuring flannel shirts, crop tops, and specific pant styles. Erin Foster and Tess Ward were also seen sporting similar denim looks and floral blazers, respectively, that echoed Styles' own fashion choices. Model Georgia Fowler, attending a Tommy Hilfiger fashion show, sported a double denim outfit that bore a striking resemblance to an ensemble Styles had worn previously. The most recent example is Zoë Kravitz herself, who, while promoting her film Caught Stealing in New York, was seen wearing a black suit with an oversized white collar, a look that closely mirrored a Gucci ensemble Styles famously wore in 2022. This act of sartorial tribute suggests a strong connection and mutual admiration between the two. Sources close to Styles suggest that Kravitz might be the one he finally settles down with, describing her as cool, edgy, and really, really interesting. They appreciate her intelligence, ambition, and shared passion for their work. This dynamic, where both partners are driven and creative, seems to be a key factor in their apparent strong connection. The influence of Styles' fashion on his partners highlights not just his impact as a style icon, but also the way personal expression can intertwine with romantic relationships, creating a shared aesthetic that speaks volumes about their bond. From childhood obsessions to modern romance, we've covered a lot of ground today. But before you go, let's do a quick recap of all the major headlines. And that's a wrap on today's hottest stories. We heard about Zoë Kravitz's childhood obsession with Jodie Foster in Bugsy Malone. We learned about Kravitz's candid critique of Friends, suggesting it should stay in the 90s due to outdated jokes. We uncovered Kravitz's surprising confession about accidentally dosing several people with hallucinogens. And we explored the style influence Harry Styles' dating history has had on his partners, including Kravitz. Don't miss out on any future updates. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Sheeran Scoop for all the latest buzz, and ring that notification bell so you're always in the know. Plus, drop a comment below and let us know which story you found most surprising, and make sure to follow us on all our social media channels for even more exclusive content. Until next time, stay scooped.